Hi, I'm Peter.
And I'm Katmia.
Welcome to the This and That Chat. Oh, today was one of those days.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And it started last night. Really, when you think about it, it's so weird that we both had one of those days because you texted me early this morning, and you said you were having a day, and I said I'm having a day, and it wasn't even 9 o'clock yet.
9 o'clock in the morning, or are we talking about last night?
No, I'm talking about today when you said you were having a day. But I think these days they happen when it's like yesterday gave birth to today.
So it's kind of like a cup floweth over into the next day.
Kind of, yeah.
Except you're not wanting to drink any of that.
No. And so, set the stage for it, right? Yesterday, you come home super late from work. It has been such a stressful, week and a half for me in school. And I was prepared to make dinner last night. I was planning on making shrimp and grits. Our daughter's working, so it's just you and I can do that really fast, throw that really fast together. But you said, hey, let's go out to dinner.
Because that's what we do.
And I said, why do you want to go out to dinner? Because that's what we do. Okay, so in many ways, I was happy because, okay, good. I was literally working right up until the moment you got home. And then it was great. We're going to go out to eat. But I wasn't expecting you to come home so late, right?
Yeah.
So we go out.
And it was one of those nights.
Oh my God, right? So there's this restaurant that I could eat at every day probably. And it's the most amazing Cuban food that you can have.
I don't mind eating there.
You mind?
I don't mind eating there.
We're like branching off here into a new subject of
Hold on.
decision making.
Well, yeah. So we need. Okay. So I don't mind eating there, but I mind eating there.
To any local folks, it's called Havana Spice, and personally for me, best Cuban food. And I think you, Peter, would agree.
Yes, it's really, really good. It's not my mom's cooking.
No, well, but this is a restaurant, okay?
But it's really good, and goodness, the amount of food that you get for what you pay for.
It's like your grandmother serving you, okay?
Yeah, she's trying to fatten you up.
But here's the thing, right? So us going out to eat is an ordeal in itself, okay? For goodness, okay, 21 years, this has been...
You sure about the 21?
No, I'm sure this time, okay? But it has been this back and forth. Where do you want to go? I don't know. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? And it's never ending, right? So yesterday was one of those times where you said, where do you want to go? And I already knew. I gave you two choices. I was ready. Let's go, right? And surprise, surprise, you say, yeah, let's go eat at Havana Spice, which you normally don't choose, right?
No, it's not. But I had in our conversation when we talked about it, I had my meal picked out. So it's like one of those things where I'm like, this is what I'm wanting to eat. So I was ready to go and eat there. I think that's why it was so easy to pick it.
Yeah. And I think the comical thing about how hard it is for us to pick a place to eat, it's not because we have 10 choices of a restaurant to go. Okay. We circle the same 5 restaurants every time. We are such creatures of habit. I mean, it's not that we don't like to try new foods, but the thought of having to drive far is, God, no, please, no.
Well,
I feel
the
like Michael
furthest
in The Office, like, God, no, please, no.
the furthest that we go when we drive, half the time when we're driving there, we're like, why did we pick something that we had to drive to?
Exactly.
Why didn't we just stay home?
So maybe it's because we don't have a lot of choices that it's hard for us to choose. I don't know. But we end up going, and they're not seating in for food, right? And it's so hot and so muggy outside, and there are so many mosquitoes. Nobody wants to eat outside right now. So, huge disappointment for me. You know, I don't know if this happens to anyone else, but when I already know what I'm going to eat, I can taste that in my mouth already. I've already like smelled the food. I can see the food, and it's like literally like someone just took the plate away from me and it's gone. Now I have to set my mind into a new gear of, okay, where are we going to go next?
And mind you, we eat in these places. We know the menus, so we've already made a choice as to what our meal is going to be. Like I said earlier, I was like, I want to go there because I wanted
A specific
a
thing.
specific.
Right.
I wanted a media.
Like people don't even,
It was like
the
it was on my
waitresses
mind.
know us and they don't even bring menus. It's
Yeah.
like in the movies where they're like, your usual, sir. And you're like, yeah, the usual. Okay.
And no, and then the best part is, if we ever deviate from our usual,
Yeah,
they
they're
look at you
shocked.
like,
They're
"What are
shocked.
you
Like, what?
doing?
You're trying new
Who
things
are
today?
you? What's going on?"
Okay. So, yeah. So then we switch. We're going to go to a nearby Mexican restaurant that we like to. We show up. Guess what? They're closed. So, okay, I have to confess something to you that I didn't tell you yesterday, okay?
Okay.
So when I told you that I wanted to go have Mexican or Havana spice, okay, and you said, "Ooh, you're leaning Mexican," but you said you wanted to eat at the other Mexican restaurant, okay? Inwardly, I was disappointed because I wanted that beef soup that Cruzada makes.
Yeah, but
Okay.
if you don't say something, then
No, I didn't want to because this was the first time that you were expressing, I want to eat something. So when we got to, what is it?
Casitas Tejas.
Yes. Okay. When we got there and they were closed, inwardly, I was like, yes, I'm so happy they're closed.
So at the end, you ended up getting what you wanted anyway.
Oh, I know, right? But we didn't end up getting to sit down for dinner until it was almost 8:45. And then we didn't get our food until it was about 9:30.
Yeah.
Okay, so I hate eating so late, and it was just the drag of where are we going and all this stuff. It was just one of those, right? So then it gives birth to today. Right?
Well, hold on. So we get home, and I fall asleep.
But we already talked about this last episode.
Yeah.
This is normal. This is not anything new.
But it was. I don't want to say it was. It was like an organized me falling asleep, but it was. It was kind of in the cards because it just was the continuation of what yesterday was.
Yeah. Well, and now that you bring that up, it was different how you fell asleep last night because it wasn't in our regular watching TV and everything like that. There's something new that I'm doing with my brothers and sisters. There's 8 of us all together. And, with people moving to different states and the pandemic and all that stuff, we have not gotten together in, I would say, probably 4 years since a lot of them moved.
Everyone together.
Everyone, like a Christmas or an Easter.
Right before your sister moved.
Right. And I would say that it's been about 3 or 4 years. So it's been a while. And we're super close, as siblings. So being apart has been really, really hard. But I thought it was, just one of those things you adapt, and that's just the way it is. They're happy. They're, living their lives. They're living their dreams, really. And I didn't realize how much that being together was missing for me, right? So one of my sisters organized for all of us to be able to get on and play this game that's been around for how long has it been around? It's called Among Us.
Forever.
Okay.
It's gained popularity because people are stuck
At
in
home,
their
right?
houses.
But I heard that game had been out for a long time and it was not popular when it came out. And I mean, it's a stupid little game on your phone where, or you can play it on the computer too, right? But it's you have like two killers pretty much. In they're like space
Assassins.
What is it like? Are they
I don't.
astronauts or I don't know what they are. They are these little creatures that are
They look like
dressed
they're
in
little
spacesuits.
Yeah, astronaut spacesuits.
Yeah, they're dressed in little spacesuits, and pretty much it's like a game of hide and seek almost because you don't know. Well, kind of because you don't know who the killer is. The crewmates are supposed to complete tasks, and the killers are supposed to kill without being caught. So one side wins. The crewmates win if they finish their task before the killer kills everybody, or vice versa, right? So to get all of our siblings, two of them are missing. So it's 6 of us that are together and some spouses, right, who are joining in on this game. And to get everyone together and be able to play, I mean, it is, I don't know how I didn't wake you up. I'm trying to laugh quietly, okay? I'm trying to restrain myself. I'm trying to cheer quietly when I'm the killer with Ben, and I kind of forgot that you were sleeping, and I cheered so loudly, and then I kind of felt you moving around in bed, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna wake him up. But everybody knows that you're asleep. In fact, they have told me they don't understand how I sleep next to you. Okay, I am wearing headphones. I am like covering myself with a blanket and pillows and all this stuff so that to try to muffle you, okay? And they're telling me you need to take that pillow and you need to put it over his head. And your nickname is Mr. Snorlax, okay?
I have many nicknames, and that's one I didn't know. So chalk
Yes.
that one up on the board.
They make fun. They're like, what is that? Are you sleeping next to a creature? And listen, this is a quick plug, but earplugs, those earplugs, that the soft ones for sleeping, for air shows, noise canceling earplugs, they have been a lifesaver. But anyway, we've gone
I don't
off.
understand. I still don't even understand how you sleep with those things in your ear.
I'm pretty sure I'm doing permanent ear damage to myself. I mean, they're
It'll get to a point where you don't need them anymore, and you won't hear me snore.
Oh, well, yeah. Oh no, and then I'll have to get ear plants.
No, what's the
The
clear?
ear, hold on, the hearing implants. I
No,
said
what's
ear
the-
plants.
What's that? The As Seen on TV. There's an As Seen on TV.
Oh
the
my,
one
I know exactly
where
what you're
where it
talking
has
about.
the old guy with the white hair, and he wears like this clear here or here clear or
Are you talking about the eavesdropping tool?
yeah.
That
What's it
they're
called?
like,
You can
are
hear
you
from
tired
across
of not being able to hear your neighbors? Would you like to know what people are saying in conversations, but they're too far away? Introducing Clear Hear,
Is it clear here?
the funnel that you put in your ear, and it's clear so nobody can see it.
Whatever. Those
But wait, there's more. If you order now, you get one for a friend.
you
Oh
can
my
use
gosh.
them together.
Remember when we used to know all the As Seen on TV commercials?
You used to know.
Oh no. Oh, I used to know commercial taglines.
No, hold
That
on.
was insane.
Wait, before we go to taglines. As Seen on TV, you knew all about As Seen on TV.
That's crazy.
All
Oh,
of
but I know exactly why though. That it always plays. That's like the stuff that is on repeat after midnight, I think, in a lot of channels. It's terrible because you really want to watch something good on TV and then it's just infomercials. And I never really understood, why do they put infomercials on when people are sleeping? You're paying for airtime on TV and people are asleep.
Not everyone. Obviously, you were up watching
That's fine, but
infomercials.
I'm not the people I don't think they're targeting me. I think they're targeting old people who
How-
buy everything.
Okay, how many of those as seen on TV items have you purchased in your lifetime?
Okay. Do you remember the light drawing thing? I purchased that.
The what?
There was someone will know what I'm talking about. It was something for kids. It had like it was a box. It had lights underneath it, and you could trace whatever picture you put underneath.
I remember this thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But that was pretty cool though. The kids like
You
that.
see, there are pretty cool things.
Okay, so you picked a cool one. How about
Okay.
you pick something that wasn't
Are
cut
you
out to
thinking
be-
of something specifically? Because
I'm
that's
not.
the first thing that came to my mind.
I'm not.
I know we had the salad thing. Oh my gosh, you remember the thing to chop vegetables? That was like, just stick it in here and then you just hit
And
it
you just go
really,
chuk,
really,
chuk, chuk.
really fast. And it's all done and it's a lie.
The thing was horrible.
Lies.
It made salsa.
It did not make anything. It was
Well,
just
it
chunks.
would smush.
It was,
smush
yes, it
everything.
was smushed. Yeah. And the salad tosser. That was another one.
There's so many of those things. It's,
Some of them are good, though. I think that there are some, as seen on TV, things that are really good. I'm sure that I'm going to remember something afterwards. But, yeah. But anyway, back to why I knew them all was because that's when I was up with Mike throughout the night because he was a night baby.
Can we
He
talk
was
about?
awake.
Can we talk about how amazing of a helper I was for that?
Oh, Lord. I don't know if we talk about that now. Okay, but I do have one story, okay? And hopefully our son will not... Well, if you're listening, son, listen to the story about when you were little, okay? So, Mike was one of those babies that he could not sleep if I put him down. He slept so beautifully and so peacefully as long as he was being held. The moment he felt like I was laying him down, he would start screaming, right? So we are 3 months into this, no sleep for mom, okay? Because I was trying to do my part in letting you sleep because you were the one who had to get up and be at work at 6 o'clock in the morning, right? So I'm trying to, hey, you're the breadwinner here. I'm the homemaker. You go ahead and you sleep. But after 3 months of this, I'm not sleeping at all throughout the night because I have to hold him and I can't fall asleep, right? I was like in tears. I am done. I can't stay up anymore. I fell asleep with him on a chair and I remember feeling my arms just kind of get relaxed. And it was, I could have dropped him at that moment, right? So,
We're still in the efficiency at this time, right?
yes.
Okay.
No, in a garage.
Oh, in the garage.
Yes. And thank God for that garage because we would not have had a place to live. But yes, we were in a converted garage. So I wake you, right? And bless your heart because you woke up and you looked at me. I think this was the first time that I realized that you speak in clear, full sentences while you are still asleep. And you look as if you are awake, but you are not awake.
Do I? And I speak clearer and
More from the heart.
more refined. It's all real, people.
Oh my goodness. So you wake up and I say, please, you have to take him. I have to lay down for a little bit. And you say, yeah. Sure. Right? So you go ahead and you stand up, right? And I just turned around to grab the little burping pad, his blanket. And when I turn around, what do I see before me? What do I see?
Me standing straight up, asleep.
Completely asleep. Okay? Standing up asleep. No joke. With one finger, I pushed him back into the bed and he fell. Like he had this falling momentum until he like woke up, and it was like, what? And I was so angry at that moment. Like, there's no way I can possibly fall asleep and leave him in your care. God forbid. But
And then you wonder why you can be playing Among Us, making all the hooting, hollering noise,
seriously,
and I'm just sleeping.
the end of the world could happen and you would sleep right through it.
I don't know if the end of the world would be happening and I'd sleep through it.
I don't know. I don't want to find out.
It'd be pretty close.
I don't want to find out.
You'd be like, the sky is falling. Wake up.
But yeah, anyway, it's been so amazing to be able to do this on Monday nights with my brothers and sisters. And I mean, it's a riot. It's, and the thing is if people would hear us, they would say, man, these people are vicious and they hate each other, because I feel like real fights break out in the game. Okay? One of my sisters, I believe possibly we are going to spot a bald spot on her head, because she kept saying that she was pulling out her hairs because she was so frustrated yesterday. Okay? But it's just laughs and fights, and everybody makes up at the end of the night because it's a stupid game, but it's so funny. But anyway, that's how we ended our night yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And you were asleep, I don't know, 5 minutes you were out.
I don't even remember. I honestly don't. I set myself up, and I had my phone. I think I was gonna read something, and I said, no, I'm gonna play a game or something. I started playing a game, and I don't remember anything else. I think you put my phone to charge.
Yeah, I put your phone to charge. Sometimes I'm nice like that.
You took my glasses off?
Oh no! Did you sleep with your glasses on?
I slept with my glasses.
Oh my god! I didn't even notice.
I think I must have taken them out at some time in the middle of the night.
Oh god! I'm sorry.
I don't even remember.
Oh my goodness!
But I didn't take them off.
Oh gosh, yeah. But I wonder who else can relate to you when it comes to how you fall asleep with your phone. Because I have video of this. All right, I just have to go digging through my library to find this. But
you don't
you
need to
fall
dig.
asleep.
Just pay attention here in the next week.
You fall asleep. I don't know if anybody else does this, but you fall asleep with your phone, like you're looking at it, and the hand just starts like doing this bob, where it's coming down. It's coming down. And sometimes I'm watching this and I'm thinking, oh my God, he's going to smack himself in the face with the phone.
Instead of grabbing the phone so that I don't get smacked in the face.
Oh my, listen. But.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
But the waiting for it to happen though. The waiting for
you to laugh at my expense.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There are so few things that make me laugh.
So anyways, we're at 9:00 this morning?
Oh, yes. Back to this morning. Okay. So, yeah. School. All right. I feel like I need to do like a whole other thing about school. But, yeah, I've lost my complete train of thought right now.
Well, you started school at 9. You just think about school and you're like, no.
Oh, that's what happened. Is that we're like fried. Today was one of those days. Where it's everything is just, when you're trying to type but your fingers don't work, and you keep typing and you have to keep erasing what you're saying, and then you read what you said and you're like, what the heck did I just write?
You know when you use Siri to help you write text?
Okay, listen.
And Siri sucks.
This is where people are going to relate very much, okay? Because right now, I just thought about things that everybody is irritated by. Okay, you know how people have pet peeves about different stuff, but not everyone can relate to that? I cannot stand. It frustrates everything out of me. Okay, when you tell Siri, I have said to Siri, hey Siri, call mom. And she says to me, I don't know who your mother is. Are you kidding me right now? Why do I have her saved on my phone? I mean, it's supposed to be a smartphone,
I
but
have,
Siri's not smart.
listen, I have Mike set up on my phone as son. And I say, hey Siri, call my son. And it says, who?
See?
It doesn't even understand that.
No, and then here's the favorite part, okay? I will say call Mike because I have him on as Mikey, but sometimes I forget because I usually call him Mike, right? So I say, hey Siri, call Mike. It doesn't ask me Mike who. It starts just dialing a random Mike on my phone. Okay? And then you know that those people got that dropped call.
Yep.
And it's this weird phone call that came in from someone who they haven't spoken to in years. And it's like, whoa, that's weird. Why did they call me?
You're hoping that they deleted you from their phone.
Yes, and then
They
it's
don't
just...
even know.
But speaking of that, another thing I think people can relate to is the insane amount of scam calls that you get. Thank God for all of the scam likely notification that, and I don't know if that's just Apple or if everybody gets that.
Well, hold on. So we differ on this a little.
You like this.
I-
That's
well,
right.
I
No, you have
enjoy-
a sick sense of humor though.
Listen, hold on. I have so much fun with these scammers, especially now that I started.
You've been watching
listening-
too much
Yeah.
YouTube.
So I've been watching YouTube.
Do you see? Oh my God! How did I know?
So I've been watching YouTube with this guy. This guy's a genius. Like, he's figured out how to hack into the scammers' like back doors, and he deletes everything off of their computers.
I wonder if it's okay for us to post that on our thing.
I mean,
Is it funny? Is it clean? Wholesome?
Yeah, he's pretty clean. I mean, when he
Well,
actually
people could search him.
yeah, we'll post it on there so you can look at it and then you can have fun listening.
Okay,
to that
but
stuff. But hold on, wait,
okay,
wait.
go.
So I've been watching this guy, and he acts like an old lady. And man, he keeps these scammers. There are times that he's gone live. Okay.
This is the guy that you told me that he has some equipment that he can actually hack them.
Yeah.
Or is this someone else?
Yeah. So
Okay.
he goes into their stuff, and he just completely just like wipes out everything, and they like begging him to put it back on his computer, and it's hilarious.
So you think that you're this guy when you
No,
pick
so-
up the phone?
Listen, I use some of his stuff.
Oh my goodness.
But it keeps them on. Listen, I was working, but I stopped because I was able to keep this guy on for 17 minutes. 17 minutes. He said something about my social security had been breached and that something, and I'm going to be arrested. And I'm like, who do I need to talk to? How can I help you? And
Listen,
blah, blah, blah.
you
and all
know
this
that
kind of stuff.
there's a saying that wasting time isn't wasted time. Have you heard that saying? It sounds a little confusing and redundant, but the idea behind it is if you're wasting time, as clearly you were, but you had fun, right? Then it isn't wasted time because you had fun with it.
It wasn't wasted time. I had a
But
blast.
here's the thing, okay? I read an article that said that every time that you pick up a call from a scam or one of these numbers, they know there's a live one on the other end. And they will now sell your phone as an active person lives in that phone number.
Okay, so I have a question for you then. How many scam likely calls did you get today?
At least 12. I can actually open my phone.
Okay.
I had a call from Greece.
Okay, so you got
Greece.
you
Who
are
knows me in Greece?
you are one that doesn't pick up these calls,
Yeah, and you know what else
and
I
yet
do?
you still got 12 calls today.
And this is why I think
Your
people
article
can...
has been debunked.
Stop. Maybe I would get more. Okay.
I
don't know.
I should be getting 40 or 50 calls a day, and I don't get 40 or 50 calls a day. I get my share of the calls, but nothing like you. You got more calls than I did.
Yeah.
And
It's insane.
at least I
And I
have a little
want
bit
to
of fun
change
with
my
it.
number. I think about changing my number, but then I just realized that I'll just be inheriting somebody else's stuff. Like, do you imagine the person who inherits your number one day? Right? Then all the scammers are going to be calling them.
Or not. Maybe they're like, delete this guy. This guy's no good. But these guys, they're just, listen, they're out there looking to prey on people, to take stuff from them, and if I can waste the time of one guy for whatever, then that's one less person he's messing with.
Yeah.
That's how I
And
think
I
about it.
realized right now that the do not call list probably only applies to people in America. Like companies calling you from America, right?
The do not call list, and this is something that it says, the do not call list is only from legit
Phone numbers.
telemarketers.
All right. So when you tell them don't call me back, they don't care
They
because
don't.
they're calling you from another country.
They are,
And
right.
yeah. So yeah, that's irritating. Autocorrect is irritating. So irritating. I don't know why, but my phone, every time I type the word much, it spells out the word Michael. The name Michael. That doesn't even belong in the sentence. I've shown this to people. I'm typing M-U Michael.
This, I wonder.
Text to speech.
Listen.
Oh, good God.
Hold on, wait. The whole Michael thing. So, did somebody jump in there and put that the word much changed to Michael as like a shortcut thing on your phone?
I actually
As a
checked
joke?
that. I actually checked that because I found out about the shortcuts and I checked and there is no such thing. I'm just telling you, the whole system is broken. It is meant to irritate people. Siri, autocorrect, text to speech, it's all broken. I don't understand how in this day and age where everything is so advanced, everything can be so rudimentary.
Well, text to speech doesn't work for me though. I guess my accent comes through too much when I'm speaking to Siri, and she just doesn't understand me. There are times that she just ignores me and doesn't even respond to me.
Now, a funny thing that you right now that you just said about Siri is our daughter like she deepened her voice to see if she could unlock your phone. Weren't you there for that?
Yeah.
When she did that and she said, "Hey Siri," and she opened up your phone?
Yeah, just by lowering her voice.
Yes. Did I say lowering or darkening?
No,
I don't know what I said
I
now.
don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You said
But
something,
that was funny.
Something along
She
the
and I can
lines-
open our phones with each other's voice though. That's pretty cool.
Was it Michael who tried to open my phone with his face? Who was it that did that?
And he put on the fake beard.
No, I don't remember now.
I
forgot who it was.
know he tried to do something like that.
Somebody was trying to break into the phones, into
Yeah.
each other's phones using.
It's smart when it wants to be. That's the bottom line of that. But I don't know.
I don't know. To me, I think. Listen, and if Apple's listening, hey guys, sponsor us, give us money. We'll do that. We'll sell Siri if that's what you want us to. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but you know,
I can sell against Siri because honestly, what was it? I told you 2012, right? 2011 was when Siri first started, and it was just the text to speech when it first started, and then it became a virtual assistant. I think in like 2016 or something like that. And you would think that something that's been around for 10 years would have some semblance of good working systems.
I don't know. I just think the capabilities exist out there. I don't know why she's still so elementary. But you know what
Because
I was
they
thinking?
need to come out
should
with
face
the iPhone
off.
12.
Alexa and Siri should face off. There are people who swear Alexa is the best. And there are people who really love Siri. Although I have never met a person who loves Siri. Okay, but maybe they're out there listening. But Alexa, Alexa controls your home. Siri can't do that.
I'm not okay with that.
I know Alexa scares me.
I don't know, man.
My brother has his entire house. He just walks in, and Alexa greets him at the door.
Yeah,
That's too much for me.
That's like a whole AI world that I am not
He's
ready
like,
for.
Alexa, dim the lights, turn on the fire. He programmed her to have an accent when he speaks to her.
So he has to speak in an accent?
Yeah. He's like an educated, refined gentleman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Does his butler come to the door? Alexa, where's my butler? Where's my drink?
But yeah, it's the future, right?
Not for me.
No, I'm not saying Alexa's the future. I'm just saying this is more of what we're going to see. Pretty much everybody has a smart TV in their house, pretty much, or a smart device of some kind. You either have a watch or a phone or a TV, whatever it is, right? And
even my grandma.
even cars. Your grandmother.
Yeah, she has an iPhone.
I wish my grandmother had an iPhone.
My grandma 86.
Wow.
And she loves that stupid thing.
Of course. She can get pictures. She can do FaceTime.
No, forget the FaceTime. Forget that. She loves going and okay. So you know how they always say that old people like to sit in front of their house and look at people walking by and that kind of stuff. Like that's like that pastime.
I have never heard that, but okay.
You've never get off my lawn. You never heard that before?
That's from like movies, hon.
I know, but it's an old people thing.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I
disagree.
Anyways, whatever. So my grandmother uses her iPhone to activate her Ring.
So she can tell people to get off her lawn?
So she can watch people walk in the front of her house.
Oh my gosh.
For real. And then the best part is that her Ring is not connected to any type of like external battery.
Uh-huh.
Right? So they have to keep switching the battery like over and over and over and over because she burns the battery because she just likes watching people walk by.
I'm not going to lie, and I don't know if other people with cameras, external cameras, do this a lot, but there are times where I sit there and I'm just watching. And there's nothing to see. There's nobody outside. There's no car or anything like that. But I always keep thinking, what if a crime is about to happen and I was watching it happen live? Right? So every time I'm going to go shut it off, I'm like, but wait, what if it's going to happen right now? What if the neighbor is going to come out with a bag and that's going to be the dead body? And that's when I know that I'm watching too much true crime.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that happened in that case that we saw on Netflix with this guy who killed his family.
In New Mexico?
No, in Colorado. Gosh, I can't remember his name right now.
Yeah, me either.
But anyway.
Oh, that's right. They did catch it.
I think it's called Family Man or something.
The neighbor caught
on the Ring.
On
yes. The ring. These days, you cannot go out there anywhere without being on somebody's camera. In fact, right now, we're watching Breaking Bad, or should I say we are re-watching Breaking Bad. And I'm watching different things happening in the show that I keep telling myself that would not work in this day and age because a camera would have caught you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I was actually talking to Mike about this, and he was telling me that, yes, I did have some good points, but why they're able to pull it off is because they're in a rural part of New Mexico, I guess. And they are kind of out there in the boonies. So maybe not everybody would have a camera. And I really think that this whole everyone having a camera with Ring is just a couple years old. I don't think that was a really big thing.
Ring has been around for a little while.
Yeah.
So,
I just feel like I started hearing about Ring just a few years ago.
This guy's name is Chris Watts.
Yes, Chris Watts. You're right. Yeah, really good documentary if anyone's into true crime, but and really really tragic story. But yeah. Anyway, so I get the whole watching, looking at the house and seeing if anything's going on. The worst thing, like today, I got a notification there's a person in my front door, right? So I open up the app right away. I'm thinking I'm going to see the FedEx guy, mailman, whatever, right? Nobody. There's
You
nobody
gotta go
there.
back on the on
I
the app.
did. Nobody.
It was a ghost.
You know? What the heck? There was a person detected in the front door and there was nobody.
Those things aren't perfect.
I know, you're right, but still.
So it says here Ring's been around for 9 years. I thought it was longer than that.
Really, and I thought it was shorter than that. But I wonder, I mean, did it blow up 9 years ago? Or did it blow up
No,
recently?
it's just the company was started 9 years ago,
Wow.
and they had that different name. Remember that?
Yeah.
The guy
And
went
I
on
think
Shark
that-
Tank, and they told him nope.
Was he a Shark Tank guy?
Well, he went on Shark Tank,
Really?
and all the people looked at him and said, "You're an idiot."
Really?
And he said, "Screw you! I'm going home and making this
That's-
thing happen." And here you are.
Wow. I mean, that's a good, I guess, example of, not everybody in the street is going to get it right the first time. And if you believe in the product that you have,
He went back on the show
After, as a millionaire.
shark. If
What?
I'm not, yeah.
wow,
not
that
mis-
was actually good for them to bring him back. And you
Listen,
have to
they-
think that those sharks are kicking themselves for not,
Of course,
Not
they
doing
lost. Look how much money.
because
they
even though
probably
they have
lost.
tons of money, who's going to say no to money, right? Who's going to say no? But, I think that, Ring has its pros and cons, but the fact that it's so easily installed and pretty user friendly, I would say, right? And it does the job. It gives you, I think it's more about giving you the peace of mind that if you thought something was happening or somebody's at your door, that you can see what's happening. I mean, it has deterred people, I think, from when the alarm sounds or when someone speaks to them, if they're not there
Yeah.
for good intentions, then,
Well, and
I think
I've also
that's-
been able to.
I'm surprised that they didn't want to invest in that they
Well,
didn't see the potential for it.
Well, when he first showed up with it, I think it was probably not explained very well. I don't know.
Maybe
That's-
we'll go back and rewatch the episode.
That would be pretty. that would
Yeah,
be
I
fun.
think we should do that and then give our assessment as sharks, pretend sharks, okay? And see if we would say, yeah, his evaluation was crazy. Absolutely not.
His
He doesn't have enough
valuation.
sales.
Valuation.
It's not an evaluation?
The value of his company. It's called a valuation.
Don't they evaluate that?
They evaluate to get a valuation.
They evaluate the valuation.
Yes. Of the evaluation of the evaluation.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry.
Okay, can we hold on? I want to go back to something that you said. You kind of skipped through it real quick, but
I just feel like my brain is such a mess today.
it is.
And I was
Sorry.
really trying to be very organized.
So you said you got a notification and you're like running to the app and to check, and there was nobody there. So it reminds me, this guy Sebastian
Maniscalco.
Maniscalco.
I hope I said his name right.
Yeah, is it Maniscalco? It's something like that.
Something
He's
like.
a comedian, really funny guy, and he when he was saying
I know what you're talking about.
about when somebody
The army
knocks on
crawling?
somebody knocks on
Okay,
your door.
but who has not done that? Who has not done that at all? Okay.
We did it last on Sunday. We were sitting in the living room, and the door rings, and we're like, "Who the hell's there?" And we're like,
We're not expecting company.
like, pull the curtains, turn off the lights, everybody throw themselves on the floor. I'm running out to the door,
I
and
think so many people can relate to that though.
and then I run to the door, and I'm on my phone looking at the Ring app instead of just looking through the peephole. So I'm like waiting for it to load while I could have already looked at the
And I
peephole.
swear, when you need it to open, that thing takes forever to open
Horrible.
up.
And you're like, it's the mailman. I'm like, no, it's
We
not.
will be dead by the time it
Oh my
opens.
goodness.
But I mean, I don't know. Did you do that as a kid? Because see, for me, okay, in the
Well,
house we lived, there was a ways to the gate, okay, and that gate was very tall, and anybody who came to the front door was risking, a dog bite. Even though, I mean, I'm saying that in air quotes because our dogs would not have bit anybody, but there was a sign. I'm pretty sure there was a sign that said "Beware of dog."
yep,
I, there was,
there
right?
was, yeah.
I thought I remembered something like that. But anyway, people would be at the gate, and I remember people would show up without calling, and I think it's because people just did that back then, right? Maybe people still do that now, but
Well,
pe-
that's part of Sebastian's bit. He was saying that back then, mom would go to the grocery store and she'd buy a Sara Lee pound cake and she'd bring it home and she's like, nobody touch this. This is for guests. This is for guests. If they come over, this is for guests. And
so
you
it's
know,
so maybe it's an old thing because now people text you, right?
hmm
People don't usually show up without calling, but I remember that they would start like banging on the gate and calling. This was even the mailman, right? And immediately everybody was like, duck, okay? And peeking through. I mean, they can see your head peeking up through the window, right? They can see you.
okay,
And
hold on. Can I share? Can I? I know this is going into our story a little bit, but the first time I went to your house, right? I walk into the house and like cockroaches when the lights get turned on. Everyone was like running and scattering. I swear I could hear people running into walls and doors closing all at the same time. It was like disappear because there's a stranger in the house. Sorry.
nobody told us to do that.
No.
But I remember that happening all the time. I don't even know why we would run away. I don't know. It's not like we were going to be made to entertain anybody.
Why do
I
you do
just
it now?
Why do I do it now? Because I'm not properly dressed. Oh, because I do it because sometimes people show up without saying they're coming over.
But you do it when it's the FedEx guy or UPS guy.
Well, I don't know. Just want them to
You
go away
placed
before I
the
go.
order. You knew it was coming, but yet it catches you off guard.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I think that as kids you do things because everybody else is doing it and it's fun. And there's that everybody would run and sometimes you would get to somebody's room and they are like slamming the door in your face like there isn't room for you in here. And that's how it would be. But yeah, that's people can relate to that, I think.
Yeah. I'm not. I think it's probably.
Maybe it's
It's a
kind
little
of
bit of the
maybe
shyness.
I was just gonna say maybe it has to do with being an extrovert or an introvert because maybe people who are extremely introverted or I mean extroverted are like open the door, who's here, come on in, have a
So
conversation.
let's talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
All right. So you are. What would you categorize yourself?
I would categorize myself definitely on the introvert side, but with skills developed to appear to be extroverted in some ways. Like, I feel like I adapt to situations well and fast. But if you gave me a choice, my choice would not be ever to be in a party or in a large group. I definitely don't want to be the center of attention.
So where do I fall in
Speak.
then?
Yeah, so
It's like I'm
I feel
on
like
the
you're very.
extrovert side, but wanting to be introvert.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know exactly. I would not call you an extrovert. I would say that you are also well adjusted in that you can fit yourself into any situation. and more on towards that spectrum, I guess, of the extrovert than introvert. But you're not like, let's party, let's, have big noise and all that stuff. You do enjoy your peace and quiet, and you are more of a homebody. So, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think for me, the reason I kind of feel like, I don't know, I just my week like takes a lot from me, and I think that when we get to the weekend, and we're feeling it more now because we were talking about that this week, where we would have our Sundays to be our like complete nothing's going on, relax, put yourself back together to start the next week, and we hadn't had that in a couple weeks just because of things that were going on, and we were feeling it. So I think it's kind of like self-preservation,
Yeah.
being the homebody.
Yeah. Yeah, but again, just from what I've read about extroverts, there is no self-preservation. They're fueled by people and by, you know, doing things and being out and everything, and I just don't have the energy for that. And I also think that,
I'm also out all day long.
well, but then you just reminded me of yet another article that I read about men having a certain number of words that they have at their disposal per day. And once they use up all of those words, men don't have anything left to say.
I don't agree with that.
I mean, I can't refute science here, but I think it's interesting. Of course, I think there are exceptions,
I
but you would never categorize yourself as a talker, would you?
No, but I think that article was written by a man who wanted to
Was
not
trying-
talk anymore.
Oh my gosh,
He's
he was
like-
trying to prove to his wife, see,
He's like,
honey,
my wife is
see
driving me
science.
nuts. Let's do
I
some
can't
science,
talk to
guys.
you. Let's play the silent game.
I'm serious.
No, I mean,
I bet you anything.
that makes sense.
That guy was like,
I'm actually going to research
I'm
this and see
going
who did
to
this.
win at this game. Hun, look, science says.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that it could be true, but everyone's so different, and I mean, we have very dear friends, right? I'm thinking about one friend in particular. He loves to talk. Like the man, it's like you wound him up, and
You know
he
who
will
you
go.
are.
He will go. He does not get tired. He has more words than 10 people in a room for a whole day put together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so clearly he doesn't fall into that category. And then I'm thinking about people that I know who grunt. That's their form of communication. Men who can't say anything more than mm-hmm. So, everybody's different, but maybe the average median guy has a certain number of words, and that's what they're going off of.
It just depends. For me, it depends on how tired I am.
Yeah.
When I get real tired, you're not getting words out of me.
Yeah, I don't want words out of you when you're tired.
No.
I want you to go to sleep.
So you can play. Well, if we're still together, next week you'll get to hear a little bit of our story because we'll be coming up on.
You're getting way ahead of yourself. It's not April yet.
I know, but we're gonna do a couple weeks out.
Oh, I guess. Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Time flies when you're having
oh my
fun.
gosh, that's so crazy.
Yeah, so we'll I guess we'll figure out how we want to split it up, and give some. We don't want to rush it because there's so much that has happened in that. Maybe we'll do up to the wedding and then talk a little bit about the after stuff.
Yeah.
But that'll be coming up here in the next couple episodes, and I really do think that it'll be a kind of a fun way to relive.
Go down memory lane.
Yeah, all that was going on. Because really, it was.
Well, we're gonna do some sort of like a highlight reel.
Yeah, That'd be fun.
Yeah.
And maybe pull up some of the old pictures.
Yeah, we can post some of our pictures then and now.
The then and now. As we talk about this and that.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be fun to go down memory lane, and we'll post that stuff on our social media on Instagram, the this and that chat, and I know that it'll be
on YouTube, Google Play, Spotify, and
Google Play.
That's
Apple
it.
Podcast.
I was just
Spotify,
pulling your leg, and that's it. Yep.
And whatever else other kind of stuff we can get it on.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Again, if anyone made it to this part of the podcast, thank you so much for sticking in there. And yeah, it was great to be able to just talk today.
And please share this with other people who you think will enjoy it. And don't be afraid to reach out to us and ask us questions or tell us what you think. Send us a message. All right. So with that, we'll see you next week.
Bye now.